against Taiwan.
Dr. Chung, you were right that this is in the first visit. In fact, in recent times, there have been series of diplomatic visits to Taiwan. Would you say that statements from China have only complicated issues? It could have just remained any other diplomatic visit, but it became the one it is, with several sides being on military alert only because of series of statements that came from China?
The issue is actually that because the China can actually play down, but China decided to play up. So what is happening within Chinese leadership and also the current internal state of China, that is the thing that we need to really figure out. Does that mean that Xi Jinping's grip on power within China is actually not as stable as people expected it to be? And so that Xi Jinping is forced to the corner, need to do something against it? Or is Xi Jinping, his third terms, is actually meeting more turbulence rather than that he anticipated? So that he need to do something. So those are the new development. Possibly we need to reassess whether this saber rattling in terms of the verbal attack by China represents that kind of the underneath changes within Chinese society, and that is something that we need to look at very closely.
Okay, let me bring in Ambassador Sajjanhar, because all the developments in the neighborhood is being watched by India very closely at the same time. Ambassador Sajjanhar, really appreciate your time. I know you're joining me from Norway and you're on a holiday there, but because this is the top international story, we need your perspective. As far as India is concerned, given the kind of relationship that we have with our neighbor, China, how important is it to be on the right side as far as this visit of Nancy Pelosi is concerned?
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much, Maria, for having me on your show. Well, I am in Norway, but I'm not on holiday. I am, on work, so I'm delighted to be joining you, have the opportunity of joining you and contributing to this discussion. The first thing I think we really need to keep in mind is that the United States has said in no uncertain terms over and over again that there is no change in the US policy as far as China is concerned, as far as Taiwan is concerned. And that this should be treated as any other congressional visit that has taken place. Nancy Pelosi has also said that there have been so many congressional visits that have taken place, and this should be treated in the same way. The only country which seems to be escalating tensions as a result of this visit, and what the White House and the National Security Council in the United States, they have tried to tamp down the tensions. Now, as far as our neighborhood is concerned, Maria, when I was reading all these statements coming out of Beijing, from Wang Yi, from the official spokesperson, it really took back my mind to the abusive language that we heard during the Doklam conflict.
Yes.
I don't know, I'm sure you remember what are the sort of invectives that were hurled at India. India maintained its calm, India maintained its cool, and we said that, if there has to be a withdrawal, it has to be done simultaneously together. We refused to take the bait. We refused to sort of, trade charges in the same
So then in that case,
in the same language.
Ambassador Sajjanhar, has US taken the bait?
China was doing.
Because as far as China is concerned, to be specific, the Chinese government's disdain towards Nancy Pelosi is no secret. They have used and labeled her as full of lies and disinformation as well. So the kind of language that you keep talking about has only that language which is problematic, which is clearly not diplomatic here, has only escalated. So has US taken the bait in the manner in which they have reacted as well?
Well, the United States, Maria, has said that we are not taking the bait and we are not responding in a similar measure, similar tone as China is doing, and China should do everything to de-escalate and not to raise the tension. So I think the United States is playing according to its own plan, that this is another congressional visit. Many other visits have taken place of this nature. So it should be allowed to go on as it is. But of course, now we see that, when China has raised the pitch so much, it has done so much of muscle flexing, I think it will find it difficult after the Pelosi visit is over not to show anything. maybe not to the neighborhood, not to the international community, but also to its own domestic constituency, that, the threats that it was making, they are not empty threats, that there was some substance to it. There would have to be some sort of a face saving, like the face saving that we did as far as Doklam was concerned.
That's
so
right.
There might be some economic actions that might be taken. We have seen some of those economic actions happening as of last night. But I think the real impact would be seen after Ms. Nancy Pelosi leaves Taiwan. Last word on this, what I would like to comment is that, for all the time, there are China issues, threats, China issues, all these bullying statements, and countries that are, against which it makes these comments, they succumb. They just sort of, do whatever China wishes them to do. India did not do that, whether it was in Doklam or it was in Ladakh. India stood up to China, and it called the Chinese bluff. And I think definitely you cannot expect that all these sorts of threats will be able to cow down the United States. I think otherwise it will be seen as a repeat of the appeasement policy of 1930s, when Chamberlain had just succumbed to what Hitler was threatening. So I think there are points at which countries have to say enough is enough, and they have to sort of, stand up for their principles and their positions.
Yes.
Maria.
And